Remember books? Yeah, they're full of interesting ideas and useful information. Well, most of the time anyway. And in this video, I've gathered 5 essential FIRE books that are must-reads if you're interested in the concepts of financial independence and early retirement, also known as FIRE. And I think you should be interested in the concepts of FIRE because if you implement them, you'll find that you magically have more financial freedom and that you have it much sooner than you ever thought possible. Except here's the thing, it's not magic at all. It's simply a matter of spending less than you earn and investing the difference. But that's exactly where these books help. They help you get in the mindset of spending less by moving toward a more intentional, yet fulfilling life. And once you have the mindset in place, you'll inevitably have a surplus of savings. And of course, then you'll need to know what to do with it. So that's why one of the books I'm going to recommend is specifically about investing. These specific books cover a wide spectrum of FIRE concepts, and I think they'll help you on your journey toward financial freedom. I found them very impactful myself, and the last one on my list left me with a lot to think about recently and has already made an impact on how I spend my money on experiences. And if you're interested in purchasing any of these books, I've got links to each book down in the video description. All right, so what are these 5 essential books? Let's start with a book that proves that the typical millionaire is not elite or fancy. They are regular people that live perhaps next door to you. You'd have no idea that they're millionaires because they don't show their wealth. They're not into status symbols or spending their money on outward displays of their wealth. They're your neighbors living the same lifestyle as you, just with more money in their accounts. This is what is known as stealth wealth. I think this concept is key because if you're interested in achieving financial independence, you have to get comfortable with this idea and adopt stealth wealth for yourself. The book I'm talking about is The Millionaire Next Door: The Surprising Secrets of America's Wealthy. It was written by Thomas Stanley way back in 1998, before the term FIRE was ever coined. Now, to become a millionaire next door type of person, I think it helps to study their habits, and that's exactly what this book is. It's a study of these people that have been saving diligently for years and decades. They've amassed a good amount of wealth, and they continue with the habits that got them there. Living in regular houses, driving regular cars, wearing regular clothes, and these days probably shopping at Costco. They spend less than they earn. It's as simple as that. But the book goes through example after example of how this cohort lives and the habits they have that help them accumulate their wealth. And even if the book is a little dated now, the ideas and overall concepts still very much apply. Any of us can become millionaires by making a decent income, living below our means, and letting compound interest do its work. And if we are to let compound interest do its work, we need an investing strategy. And that's where this next book comes in. It provides the nuts and bolts to successfully let your money compound over years and decades, and to do it in a way that is low cost and extremely efficient. This book doesn't provide hardcore investing knowledge. Its power is in the simplicity of its approach. We're talking one fund and then an allocation of bonds to smooth out the ride. One US stock market fund, VTSAX. The ETF version is known as VTI. I use this approach myself, but I'm in some international stocks as well. So I've got a 3-fund approach, but this book makes a compelling case that one fund would actually be sufficient. And it's really the principle to keep it simple, avoid and be suspicious of anything complicated when it comes to investing. You just want to keep fees low and harness the inevitable rise of the US stock market, add bonds at some point to smooth out the ride. That's it. The book I'm talking about, of course, is The Simple Path to Wealth. It was written by J.L. Collins and published in 2016. You should check out this book, especially if your investments have gotten so complicated that you don't understand what you're even invested in. Maybe you're working with a financial advisor who put you in a series of complicated funds with high fees, or maybe you did it to yourself. You did, and that's what really hurts. Whatever the case, this book will help clear your mind and simplify your investing strategy so that you can focus on the important stuff like your savings rate and living a fulfilling life. And when it comes to your savings rate, there's one book that absolutely takes the cake when it comes to cutting out excess expenses from your life. And it's all about being efficient with your money and getting a crazy high savings rate. I like this book because it really provides inspiration to shake things up in your life, do things for yourself, and escape the matrix or the mindset that you need to rely on others to do everything for you. We live in this service-based economy where, yes, you can pay someone to do pretty much anything and everything for you, but you don't have to live that way. The book I'm talking about is Early Retirement Extreme. It was written by Jacob Lund-Fisker, an astrophysicist who blogged about this topic and compiled his ideas from the blog into this book and published it in 2010. Now, even if you don't go full out extreme like Jacob and live on $7,500 per year, you can definitely take inspiration and apply some of the ideas to make your life less spendy and make yourself more financially resilient. Fair warning though, the second half of the book gets a little hard to read. I mean, this thing is dense. A little water damage on my copy. In contrast, this next book is not hard to read. It focuses on transforming your relationship with money, and it aims to help you achieve financial independence and a more meaningful life. Now, the book does emphasize the importance of aligning your personal values with your financial choices, encouraging you to view money as a tool for creating a fulfilling and purposeful life. And it urges you to consider the true cost of your spending in terms of your own personal time and energy. The book is Your Money or Your Life, written by Vicki Robin and Joe Dominguez, and overall it offers a holistic approach to being intentional with your money and your time and your life energy. Now, some of the investing advice from the original version of the book is not really applicable here in 2024. It was a different time way back when it was written originally in 1992, but they have updated the book for the modern age. And in 2018, this new version was released with a foreword written by none other than Mr. Money Mustache. And one of my favorite concepts from this book is the concept of the wall chart, where you plot out this big chart and tape it to your wall to track your progress toward financial independence. I made my own wall chart, but actually a digital version just in a spreadsheet. And actually you can check out a video about it here. I'll also put a link down in the video description. You can even download a copy of the chart that I made, use it yourself to chart your own progress toward financial independence, if you're so inclined. The next book I want to talk about challenges the status quo, or at least the FIRE movement, when it comes to saving, frugality, and delayed gratification. The thing is, we only get this one life, and this book argues that rather than optimizing for the biggest net worth or the shortest time to retirement, we should be optimizing for our life fulfillment. We should intentionally spend our money with at least the same level of effort that we intentionally save our money. Enjoy experiences while we can, while we're still physically and mentally capable, and rather than postponing gratification until retirement or far off into the future when we may not physically or mentally be up for it anymore. This book really got me planning more travel and experiences with my family and thinking less about how much these cost, because this is the time. This is the time for X, whatever X is. After reading this book, I don't want to push these experiences out to some vague time in the future. This is the future. Future is now. The book I'm talking about here is Die With Zero, written by Bill Perkins and published in 2020. I think there's a way to merge the concepts of FIRE with the concepts in the Die With Zero book, but I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. I don't think the two ideas are complete opposites at all. I think they can absolutely be complementary to each other. They are both about being very intentional with your money, your resources, and your time. And the central idea of the book challenges the traditional notion of saving money for retirement and advocates for spending more of one's wealth during their lifetime, particularly during your active and healthy years. Die With Zero promotes a more balanced and purpose-driven approach to financial planning. It encourages you to reevaluate your priorities and question the conventional wisdom of saving for the future at the expense of enjoying the present. The book will help you optimize the use of your money to maximize your life fulfillment across your lifespan. It's a big, meaty topic that, like I said, I'm still thinking about, still processing it, and I highly recommend this book to everyone. And I recommend all these books. Again, links are down in the video description, and I think that if you read all 5 of these books, you will come out the other side mind blown and ready to direct your energy and your resources towards simplifying your life, buying back your time, securing your financial freedom, and barreling straight toward a more fulfilling life. When I first got fired up about FIRE, I dove headfirst into blogs, podcasts, and yes, books too. Books are still out there, and they're actually better than ever these days because you can read them or even listen to them however you'd like. You can get them printed on dead trees, digitally right on your phone. You can get them spoken straight into your ears with audiobooks. And for the most part, you can access them at absolutely no cost to you with a free library account. So the last thing I want to recommend in this video is not a specific book, but all the books. Yes, I recommend checking out your local library. Become a member, get a card. I've got a few cards here from different libraries around where I live. Libraries are a great free resource. They're not just for kids. At my library, you can even borrow a GoPro camera. You can get free passes to local cultural experiences like museums, plus, books, ebooks, audiobooks, all that stuff. So look into it and start taking advantage of the libraries in your community. You can also start taking advantage of this video to help track your progress to financial independence. So I invite you to go ahead and download the spreadsheet and start using it too. There's a link in the description below that will allow you to download it for free. Then you can open it up in Google Sheets, save a copy, and start entering in your own numbers.